Hello all, my name is Siddhi and welcome to an exciting project on data visualization. For this particular project, me and my partner have taken the topic IMDB movies analysis. So let's dive into it. So this is the web page which we have created for the project. You can see on the left there are different tabs like home, data cleaning, documentation, about us. On the main page, in the home page, you can see that there is a Kaggle link attached and different tabs. So let's start with this. This is the Kaggle link takes you to the data set which we have referred to. So for the IMDb movies data set, there are 1,000 movies, there are 1,000 rows and around 16 attributes. So there are attributes such as poster certificate, that's the type of certificate earned by that movie, the genre, the director, gross income, etc. So you can download the datasets from this particular website. And let's look into data cleaning. So as you all know that for any data science project, the first step which we do is we clean the data. Until unless we don't clean the data, the visualizations and the analysis which we draw from that particular data set are not good. So for this, we have made some data cleaning processes in Python. So as you can see, there is a drive link over here. Let's open this. So there are different files in this particular link. There is an IMDb cleaning.py file. So let's open this. So this is nothing but a collab, Google Colab notebook. So if you see, this is the data description as we saw on Kaggle. There are 1,000 rows and 16 columns. Then we read the data set with pandas library. You can see the size, etc. So for performing data cleaning, the first step is to check for null values. So as you can see in these 16 rows, certificate, metascore, and gross. These are the three columns with high number of null values. So for handling null values, there are different methods. The most common one is dropping the null values, or else you can process the null values. So usually for categorical variables, we replace the null value with the mode of that column, and for numerical columns, we replace the data with the mean of that column. So that is the same thing which we have done over here. So you can see that for the categorical variables, we have replaced the null values with mode, and for the numerical data, the numerical column like metascore, we have replaced it with mean. So after this replacement, we can see that there are zero null values in this data. After checking for the null values, the most important thing is that we have to check for the data type for every column, because it's not necessary that all the columns will be in the correct data form or data type. So if you can see that poster link is object, that's fine. Series title is object, that's fine. Released year is object. No. Released year is should not be an object. Rather, it's a year, so it has to be a numeric column. Similarly, you can see that metascore is float, which is okay. Runtime is again an object. Runtime is a time which is in minutes. So that should not be an object either. And the gross is also an object which should not be an object. So while checking the gross column first, we saw that because in the gross column there are commas present, hence the column is being detected as object. So we replace the comma with space. Similarly, uh, then we check for we see that in released year, while looking for the cleaning part, I observed that there was a value called as PG. So in this PG, I removed that PG column and replaced it with the mode. And then we changed the data type for release date and gross with as dot type int. So it changed the respective data types. Similarly, as we saw for runtime, because of the word minute, this column is being categorized as an object and not an integer. So we remove the minutes, replace it with space, and we convert it again back to an integer. So this is the clean data type. You can check the data types again, and this is a cleaned one. Also, we can see that from all the columns, poster link is a column which is not of that much use for us for any visualization. So we drop this particular column, and the final column, which final size of the data which we have is 1000 comma 15. So as this particular project is being visualized in Tableau, and Tableau takes in data in form of .xls, that is Excel format, we have saved the Excel data in Excel format. So this is the data set, IMDB cleaned data set, which is being imported inside Tableau, and we have made a further analysis on it. So after looking into this, let's look at this. So there are 6 boxes which you can see over here. These are nothing but 6 different attributes on which we have made analysis. The first one is a release year analysis. This is nothing but the year in which the particular movie has been released. So you can see that there is a tab called as view analysis. Let's click onto it. So this takes you directly to a Tableau dashboard. This is IMDb release year analysis. What we have done is we have made a breadth question and corresponding 2 to 3 depth question per. So the first question is, which year range had the highest average gross income for the movies? So before that, we can see that for the released year, all the years are single valued, which are in the form of discrete values. What I have done is I have grouped all the years into a group of 20 years each using the group filter function available in Tableau, and we have grouped it into 6 different bins. So each bin has 20 years age inside it. So you can see that in the year 2000 to 2019, the average gross income earned by the movies is the highest. Now, the first depth question. Which year ranges had the highest gross income, and which directors were responsible for generating the majority of that income within those years? So we can see that for each year range, there is a different color associated. And we can see, for example, for James Cameron, he's been there in the movie industry since 1980 till 2019. And the in the initial years, the gross income earned by his movies was not that much, but it increased drastically in the year 2000 to 2019. Similarly, if you scroll down, you can see for Chris Columbus, he's there in the industry since 1980 and till 2019, and his gross income, I would say, remained almost the same. There was a slight increase. So Steven, Steven has been there in the industry since 1960, and his gross income over all the year has been almost the same. So you can scroll down and check for which of your favorite directors in the given year range, how much gross income did their movies earn. Let's move to the next question. Which year ranges had the highest gross income, and which genres were responsible for generating? So here we checked with respect to the directors. Here we are going to check with respect to the genres. So you can see that, for example, for pick up your favorite genre. Mine is action, adventure, and fantasy. So this genre has been there since 1960. And in the recent years of 2000 to 2019, it has had the highest gross income earned. Similarly, if you like action, comedy, crime, it's also been there since 1960. But yeah, I guess it was not there. The average gross income was not that much in the earlier stage, but it went drastically up during 2000 to 2019. Similarly, you can check your favorite genres and check their average gross income rating. So let's look at the next question. What is the distribution of number of movies released in each group of years? So for each group of year, like from 2000 to 2019, the highest number of movies were released, that is 480 for 1960 to 1979, 149, and so on. Let's move on to the next attribute. The next attribute which we are going to see is the director analysis. So this is nothing but all the analysis with respect to the director. The first question is, which director has the highest average box office earning for their movies, and how does this compare to their average IMDb rating? So for this particular question, I have created a word cloud. Word cloud is nothing but representation of values with like you can just add different parameters, and based on that the size of the attribute changes. Like for example, Christopher Nolan has the highest average gross income and high average IMDb rating, hence his name is there in a big size. If you see on the other hand for Howard, he has a very low average gross income and a low IMDb rating. So instead of having a pie chart or a bar chart always, this is an interesting plot, and this will just help you understand the data better. So let's look at the next question. Which of the top rated movies directed by a specific director on the IMDb was the most commercially successful? So this question is just I'm gonna answer like if like me, if there is a particular director I like, I tend to watch his movies more. So you can see over here the top directors. Like I'm sure most of you guys love the Lord of the Rings. So Peter Jackson is the director for this movie, and you can see the average IMDb earned by him for his top three movies are the Lord of the Rings, all trio. Similarly, you can see for Christopher, it's The Dark Knight and Inception, and for Robert, it's Forrest Gump. So you can see for your particular director which are the top movies with high IMDb rating, and you can go and watch those. Similarly, next question, which are the top 10 directors with the average runtime and type of certificate movies they make? So there are different types of certificates a movie receives. So you can filter out your movies based on that, like for a particular director, what type of movies he makes, and based on that you can see that for example for Martin makes UA movies, U, R, and E. So the corresponding runtime for these movies, average runtime for these movies are also stated, and based on that you can make filters. This is the second dashboard. The third dashboard is based on actor analysis. So let's view. So for actor analysis, I would like to take you back to the Google Colab notebook. So you can see that first from the data set that there are four columns for stars. So for a particular movie, there is a director and there are four stars who have worked in that movie. So as this particular data is not being present in a single column, so we have performed some analysis and some operations on the stars column, and we have to answer some particular questions. We have brought them to a single column. So the question I wanted to answer is, who are the actors who have created the most number of movies over the time? So for this, what I've done is I've just taken all the four columns, converted them into a list, and found their average gross income and saved it into a Excel file. So this Excel file gives me the top 20 actors, the number of movies they have created, and the average gross income which their have earned. Here I have taken just 20. You can take more if you want. You can see Robert De Niro has been casted in 17 movies, Matt in 11, Amir Khan in 8, and so on. So let's look at the visualization. First question is, which are the top 20 actors in terms of number of movies made and the average gross income earned by those movies? So here is an interesting analysis. You can see that Robert Downey Jr. has been there in 7 different movies. Leonardo, on the other hand, has been there in 11 movies. But you can see that the gross income earned by Leonardo is lesser than that of Robert Downey Jr. So this helps us understand and come to a fact that it's not necessary that if an actor is being casted in multiple movies, the gross income earned by them is high. There are different factors which are associated to it, which are important in determining it. So maybe there are like people did not like it, the specific movies, or whatever the reason can be. But your Robert Downey Jr. has been casted in 7 movies, and his gross income is highest among all of them. Similarly, let's dive into the depth question for this question, which is what are the number of movies a particular director and actor have worked in together? So, as we saw that in the data set, to form a director actor pair, I have performed another function over here. So, to make a director actor pair, we have again read the clean data set, and we have just created a simple dictionary in which we have paired all the director with one actor each, and then we have saved this into a data frame, and again that into an excel file which is called as director actor.xls. So in the drive you can see there is an option director actor xls. So on basis of that we have made a plot of every actor and director and the number of movies they have worked in together. So you can see based on the color shades that, oh, over here. So the director Akira has worked with Toshiro 7 times till date. Similarly, most of the actor and director pair have worked only once or twice together, but there are very few of them who have been paired casted together as a pair in most of the movies. Like here, Alfred and James Stewart are being casted have worked together in 3 movies to date. So you can scroll down and you can check the number of movies your favorite actor director pair who have worked into together. And the last question for this analysis is who are the top 10 actors with the least number of votes received for their movies in the IMDb dataset? So the number of votes is a different attribute on which you will see different questions later, but this is a parameter in where people, audiences, we give votes to the movies. So these are the 10 actors who have received the least number of votes till date, which is like Alec, who received 26,000, Alia Bhatt 25,000, and so on. So this is all what I had for IMDb actor analysis. Let's move on ahead.
Hello all, I'm Amita Jadhav. I'll take you to the next visualizations that we have. So the next is IMDb rating analysis. The first spread question that I have taken into consideration is what are some movies that have received high ratings on the IMDb and also received a significant amount of success at box office. So the Dark Knight is the movie which has got the highest average IMDb rating, which is 9. And it does have like similarly nice gross income as well. Although the Inspection is the one which has the highest gross income, but the average IMDb rating is less. So these are some good movies with good IMDb rating. The next question is there any connection between movie certificate and its IMDb rating? So here you can see the TV 14 certificate has like the most uh, highest average IMDb rating. But if you see other certificates, the average IMDb rating of other certificates lies within the same range. So I don't think we can consider that there is a relationship between movie certificate and IMDb rating. Let's go to next question, which is does the length of the movie has any correlation with its IMDb rating? So here I have divided the length of the movie into 5 different groups. So they are these groups. So we can see if the runtime of the movie is around 45 to 95 minutes, which are like short films, then the IMDb rating, average IMDb rating of such movies is 7.9. And if it is like above 246 minutes, which is like a full length movie, then it's 8.2 average IMDb rating. So from this graph, I think we can say that people generally tend to enjoy the full length movies rather than the short movies. Okay, so let's go to the next question. Does the number of votes of a movie and the IMDb rating of the movie has any pattern? So we can see that the movies which has got highest average IMDb rating has also got the highest number of votes. So the average IMDb rating and the movies which people like, they like, it does go hand in hand. So that's it about the IMDb rating analysis. Let's go to the next visualization, which is Metascore analysis. Metascore is nothing but the rating that critics give to the movies. So, here the first bread question that I've considered is, do we find any relationship between the Metascore, the average gross the movie has earned, and the number of votes the movies has earned? So, I have grouped the Metascore between four different groups. So, we can see if the Metascore is between 46 to 65, then such movies did great on the box office and earn highest average gross. And also they, like, people also like such movies, so the number of votes are also highest for these Metascores. But if the Metascore is between 86 to 105, people do like such movies, but they don't do great on the box office, so they have less average gross income. Let's go to the depth question, which is there any pattern between the Metascore and the number of the movies produced over the year across different genre? So here you can see for the genre drama, from 1920 to 1930, we have seven movies, and their average Metascore is 85.41. So, for this particular question, I have grouped the number of years into decades. So, from 1920 to 30, 31 to 40, and so on. So here you can clearly see the pattern where, as the number of year increases, the number of the movies generated over the years also increase. But on the contrary, as the years increase and the number of the movies increase, their meta score is gradually decreasing. Here you can say in 2001 to 10, 183 drama movies were generated, and their average Metascore rating was 73.65. Let's check something else. For example, let's check action genre. Here also you can see the same trend. As the number of years are increasing, the number of movies are also increasing, but their average rating is seem to be decreasing. So we can say that the critics are being brutal nowadays in ratings. So let's check the next question, which is, who are the top directors with the highest Metascore? Here you can see the John Huston is the one with highest average Metascore. Other than this, John Ford also seems to have similar average Metascore. I have used word cloud for this particular visualization. Let's go to the third question, which is, which movie certificate rating has the highest average Metascore? So we can see TVPG is the certificate which has highest average Metascore. I think TVPG is the certificate which has like highest average Metascore and number of votes and also the gross income. So yeah, that's it for the Metascore analysis. Let's go to our final visualization, which is number of votes analysis. So here, this is the most interesting visualization that I have found out of all the visualizations that we have done. So this is there a correlation between length of the movie's overview and number of vote it has received on the IMDb? So if we go to the data file, there is a column called overview, which is like a summary of the movie, and it is like one or two paragraphs, and which is like a big string. So what I've done is I have converted the strings into number of words, and then I've grouped this number of words into these six groups. So if the word length is around 8 to 5, then the average number of votes received is 191,756. Here we can see a clear pattern that if the summary of or overview of the movie is large, like around 48 or more words, then generally people don't like to read it, and they do not vote it that well. So here we can see if the summary is 48 or more words longer, then it has received less number of votes from people. And on the contrary, if the number of votes lies between 24 to 31, then it has received highest number of votes from the people. So I think if the word length lies between 24 to 31, a lot of people tend to actually read the summary of the movie and vote to the movie. So the next depth question that I have considered is, does the genre of the movie has any relationship with IMDb rating and number of votes it received on the platform? So for this, I had to if you see here, the genre column, the genres are divided by separated by comma. So I had to separate the whole genres into one single genre and then calculate the average IMDb rating and number of votes according to each genre. So let's see how the visualization looks. If we see for action genre, people like the action genre. That's why they have given high number of votes. But these movies do not do that well on the box office. On the contrary, if we see family genre has less number of votes, but a lot of people go to theater to watch these movies. That's why it has uh, it has highest average gross income. Um, yeah, that's it about the IMDb number of votes analysis. Now let's go to the third part of the website, which is documentation. So you can see we have given introduction to the data set that we have used, what are columns are present in the data set, and what do they actually specifies. We have also documented our initial thoughts of how our visualization will look like and how it has actually turned out. We have also given the reasons for the design choices that we have made. For example, if we have used word cloud, then why we have used it. If we have used bar chart and line chart, then why we have used in all these dashboards. Um, we have given documented that as well. And lastly, we have documented the observations that we have got out of each dashboard and out of each question. This is the same that we have explained in the analysis part. Lastly, there is about us section. Here you can know about who we are and connect to us on LinkedIn or GitHub if you like. So that's it. Thank you guys for listening.